Alright, looks like I'm going to be going first again. Got plenty of land. Foul Emissary is something good to do on 3, and it's nice to have a Panharmonicon early. I would like to have a 1 or a 2 drop, but it's not necessarily required in the current standard format. Nothing to do on turn 2, so we'll let the next turn come. I haven't seen a lot of recent... Oh, okay, never mind. Going Temur. Looks like we've got plenty of land. I'll go digging for some creatures. The Foul Emissaries are primarily in this deck to dig for the good stuff. Sacrificing it for a Decimator of the Provinces is fine. But if you can hardcast the Decimator of the Provinces, even while you've got a Foul Emissary on the board, that's usually even better. The Wild Wanderer is going to be helpful for some ramping here, especially right after a Panharmonicon. That'll move us right into the Ulvenwald Hydra. I'm really not certain if that's the best option I've got, but it's a good one and I'll take it. So based on the colors I'm up against, I'm guessing I'm playing against some sort of energy deck. I really don't have a lot of experience playing against those at this point. Losing the Foul Emissary is not a big deal. Nissa. Nice. I had such a great time with that card in the pre-release. I remember someone sitting next to me said something, "Did I just hear that you're attacking for 15 in the air?" I think I had a one of the Sphinxes in my pre-release pack too. That was a fun night. And when is he going to start swinging in the air like that? Starting loyalty is 3, that's a -6 ability. And a +2 ability, so he can get up there pretty quick. It's really nice when you get big enough to ultimate Nissa right off the bat. Having that X for her starting loyalty is pretty awesome. And I will take the damage. So here we can start ramping a little bit and doubles. With my Wild Wanderer, it's probably just going to be a blocker for that Lathnu Hellion. I want to have the land early on in the game because a lot of these cards have a little bit of a higher casting cost. Also, with the Ulvenwald Hydras and the Wild Wanderers, I ended up getting to pull a lot of those forests out of what's circulating in my deck, so I'm more likely to get answers a little later on in the game. Glorybringer, he's bringing the heat. So he'll be able to get right through with those, and that's going to put me against the fence. Thankfully, the Ulvenwald Hydra does have reach, and that's going to be very important dealing with flying threats. It's not going to be enough here in game one, I don't think, because Nissa's got two of them to bring at me. And I can't quite afford to cast the Foul Emissary. It may have been correct to cast the Foul Emissary first there, as it gives me a chance to dig up an additional threat, but the things that are about to kill me right here with Nissa are flyers, and so having reach is going to be pretty important. I'm only going to be able to block one, so he's got me regardless, it looks like. He's even got another Glorybringer, just to bring on the pain. Ha! I blocked two forests. Doesn't matter. So, I don't think of sideboard building as one of my strong points, but the flyers are an important part of his deck, and this is even an instant, so it may actually be handy against this deck. Not seeing anything else that's real important there. I will... what to drop here? The reach with Ulvenwald Hydra is important. I guess I'll let a Wild Wanderer go, and I'm going to drop an 8 from the Gal. And looks like I'm going first again. I'll keep that. I hate to mulligan. And we'll put out an Ulvenwald Captive. If you happen to be someone that I play against in one of my videos, go ahead and give me a shout out. If you got any recommendations for things that you think would work better in the deck, I'm very much open to feedback. And I've got a little bit of ramp right here, so I'm going to put out a Panharmonicon. Ronus. Death Touch is the... okay. You can pump people. And I actually don't have a land, but I know where to get some. There's a Wanderer. It would be great to triple the ability with another Panharmonicon, but I think it's going to be more important to get something on the board first. There goes the cell phone. I will talk to her later. Probably get an earful for it too. Let's see, I can't kill either one of them, but I can prevent 5 damage, so I will do that. So I've got a summoner. Those end up pairing really nicely when I've got 8 from the Cal to put out. Only at 5. But that ends up getting pretty big, and it'll help me to sift through some of the stuff. So I will go ahead and cast my Woven Hydra. Pass turn. If he swings with both, I'm really not positive which is the better option. I think blocking the Lath New Hellion and killing it is probably more effective than blocking Ronus, since that actually would clear one of their threats. I'm holding up more of a defensive position at this point in the game, since I haven't been cranking out tokens too much. He's got a Gearhold too. That could make blocking that much more interesting. I may not have the option of actually killing anything with my Hydra. And my Hydra can get bigger, but it may not help if I'm dead. So he's swinging with both of those. I can clear clear a threat, but then I lose my Hydra. I can block Ronus. I think I'm going to actually take 7 power off the battlefield for my opponent. I'm not totally sure if that was the best move, but it would have been nice to get my blocker. But I'm kind of surprised he didn't put all 4 on his Hellion. That's the other issue with the Hellion, is he's got to feed it energy to keep it alive anyways. And he may have just been letting it go. So this is at least going to give me some more blockers. Two, three, four. I'm going to put out a Panharmonicon first. That gives me that many more tokens. It's nice to have a few things in hand that I can work with at this point. And I've got a nice mana sink on the board as well. Having the Panharmonicons out first ends up making more Scions for me. And I'm actually going to sack the one so that I can put out Rishkar. Well, I can put out a Soul of the Harvest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not quite. And I can't tap stuff yet for Rishkar's ability. So I will sack 1, tap 1, put out Rishkar. Put 1 here and 1 here. And I'm going to do the same thing a couple times. Those Scions will probably just get sacrificed later anyways. So they're maybe not the best place to be putting my counters. So now I can actually use that Scion Summoner itself to block his Gearhold. And Ronus I can just chunk block with a Scion. So I'm guessing that he might not attack this time, but I'm not positive. He could bring in a Glorybringer and make things interesting for me. One, 2, 3, 4. Nissa would not quite be big enough to swing 10 in the air. And a Rampager. Might as well swing with Ronus, I guess. I will call her back. Okay, can't block that one. don't think that has trample, so I'll just jump block. And I'll take my 4. Right now I don't have any reach, which does hurt a little. I'm going to cast my Soul of the Harvest first, because that way casting the Scion Summoner gets me some extra card draw and gets me an extra chance at some of the important blockers for the flyer. 1, 2, 3. I'll do that. It doesn't really matter which ones I do first. Yes, I would like to draw a card for free. Yes. Awesome. Yes. Trying to remember if that Decimator actually gives me everything else haste. I don't think it does. But it has haste, so that's nice. I can sacrifice up to 4 of those, and I can tap both of those for mana. That's 6, which would be enough to get a Decimator of the Provinces out, which is not going to make that big a difference for me at the moment. The Foul Emissary may be helpful for drawing. I'm not going to be able to block the flyer, and I will have to block everything else, so I'll just pass turn right here. And hope that it'll be enough for me to cast a Decimator of the Provinces next turn. No, I'm not attacking. Six in the air puts me a little on edge, and he's got me because I didn't have any reach. Well played, good sir. I never did get to clip any wings.